Hey guys, it's Dpei here. We're going to be breaking down Map 1 Collesso against Dallas Fuel. So this is actually like all the push maps, despite it being like closer to like a respawn mode, like a King of the Hill type of mode, these maps are like really wide. So I like this game design because it doesn't just favor like rush comps, brawl comps, stuff like this with Lucio. I think there's like a lot more options, even on New Queen Street from our Atlanta match. Like we could play wider comps in this case as well. We choose to play like more of a wide comp, but Dallas, to their style, is going to play something more divey and then more rushy, basically. We were talking when we saw their lineup, they can really play anything. They could play Ball Zen here, they could play Rhine here, they could play pretty much anything under the sun. Lucio Moira, Tracer Sombra, Tracer Echo, they can play a lot of stuff. So preparing for Dallas is really annoying because we really never know what they're gonna play. So we kind of just run out our default, but we put Shockwave on Ashe. Here in this first fight, they go all the way around, so we flip map. So essentially it's mirrored again, but we have the cart on our side. Oh, but Sojourn's this good hero that, like, you know, just one-shots people across the map with no damage fall off, so that's great. For us, they kind of like forced a dive all from one angle, so it actually favors our comp. In a tiny hallway, we have like more long-range characters. Even though they get a pick, Dallas kind of, I think, it's still towards our favor, and you see that in our first fight, that even though they got a pick, like position matters a lot in this game. A lot about what I teach, have been teaching our players the first month, is kind of positions, like one comp difference to like what positions are best. I think positions are really important. A lot of players in this league have great mechanical skill. Like I think the cast, like the Overwatch League people kind of overemphasize like every DPS player is great. This is definitely not true. Like what makes difference in DPS is how you can control space, like what angles you're taking and stuff like that. Like headshotting someone is always gonna look good, just to be honest. Collesso is a really interesting map because of this. Like the second fight is quite hard. So I think this is one of the like cooler push maps because it's, I feel like it's less snowbally, but it also gets like pretty disastrous because that second choke where they're all just high ground above you, can take every angle, is like a really hard fight, especially without ults. So we lose that fight, but maybe we could have taken it better. It's really hard for them to dive in our spawn, and once we like deny their dive and we like scout them out and get good positions, it's really hard for them, generally speaking. So that's kind of our goal, is to kind of preempt the dive, and their goal is to kind of make sure that they can get the dive off, generally speaking. Here our position's a little weird because like if you remember first fight, like we don't have a lot of distance. Here we have some, but we have to go like all the way back. Pulse has like a great flux and is zoning backline super well. Their front line is doing the same exact thing, but our backline is kind of like moving all around the map. So we made enough distance, which is really good, but you could see Dallas got closer and had better position there. I think they just had less ults essentially to win that fight. And you can see how when I say like our comp is wide, you can see how wide we get. We're on two opposite sides of the map, which is really important. I think the quality of this fight was good. It's just defense advantage, essentially. It's hard, but you have to make like a crazy play happen. We get the lead, but again, nothing insurmountable, no checkpoint, and the meterage is not crazy different. Now we're going into the territories that's more Dallas fault, but this is just scrappy. We needed to push there. They're gonna counter push. It's not like, I know versus dive comps, you don't want to go into tiny rooms and stuff like that, especially as a map you want to play more in the open, but we have to like find our time to push. People kind of like override these concepts too much, or overthink about these concepts too much, and just always are like play outside, play distance, but you need to push at some points. That's something that we've like had to go over as a team, is like, no, we need to push. I know we're Zen, but we need to push into the Lucio comp. Here we're gonna play the long sideline. Dallas should be trying to set up around us, in my opinion, and you can tell from our perspective, like we're blocking the side already, because we're aware that they need to surround us, so we're happy to play this neutral in the middle. And again, the neutral favors us. The neutral in the tiny hallway, the long tiny hallway, favors us because they can't close the distance without just being shot at directly. Dive wants like more corners, more high ground, stuff like that to play around. So that was great how we played that fight. We played it like first fight essentially. A lot of these fights play out like first fight if the match is close. But we have lead here, so I think this is like a big advantage from our perspective. And we have good ults. I think Sky's gonna BAP window the bridge just for pressure. Yeah. Since we windowed, they're gonna dive past the window a lot of times. I think that was our fight to win, for sure. That was our fight to win. I think too many of us are trying to use the window when other people should be off-angled a little more, because we know they're gonna dive past the window. For me, the window is just like kind of bait, and then you pressure them before they come, but we kind of messed up here. Without this is pretty bad, but we have good ults here. Bob is a really good ult against dive because Bob makes another angle. He like creates space for you. It's really nice. So that's also another reason Ashe is like, we liked Ashe in this mirror match, or in this matchup rather. Where's the Ajax? Where's the Ajax? Got him. That saves us the game, at least for now, you know, like temporarily, because I think that's huge, and they don't get checked. Oh, this is the really long fight in the tunnel, isn't it? I actually like, this stuff comes down to like a bunch of small things, to be honest, because it's such a long, chaotic fight. It comes down to like hitting your shot, missing your shot. Like, did we chase down this person at the correct moment, stuff like that. So I remember this call where like calling to play slower, like we don't have to do anything, deny this side. Aspire just gets one shot on the side, basically. Like maybe we like should have been more proactive on that side. I don't know if he had orb, but yeah, like I think we might have been too afraid there to take the side fight and deny the space, kind of like you saw in the other fight where we like kept them in the long hallway. We let them have the right side, the fountain side for free. Here, I don't know how we don't kill Lucio Moira, but this kills us. This is so bad. We kill the Lucio even, and then it's just this long stagger fight, and like as a coach, this is nothing you plan, and as a player, it's like you don't really know what's going on some of the times. But we kind of like lost our angles here because we were chasing Lucio Moira, which I think is fine. Things just get chaotic here. And then we couldn't clean up. Oh, and then we C9 here. We should have called someone to go Lucio here, probably Aztec, since he's farther away from ult. Aspire's like trying to 1v9, and yeah, obviously just none of us can reach. So really close match. We played, I'm looking at it, we played like a few fights pretty wrong that cost us the game. I don't think it was a comp diff too, like, you know, people complain about comp diff, like chat or whatever. I think a lot of the times it's how you play, and we didn't play correctly here. People are disappointed, but they have like faith that the game plan is working, that, you know, our strategies for our maps are good. So I think keeping that momentum going is good. It's not where we want to be, our expectation, but it's not a bad feeling to be like, okay, you know, just it was close, we need to do better next map type of thing. Like you can win. Teams have thrown before, we threw here. Good teams are able to rally back, and that's what we need to learn how to do in the future.
Laughing, smiling, whatever you guys want to do. I mean, you can.